Hi, what is up guys? JaretCampisi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're back to work on our Carbon V4 that's been giving us quite a bit of a headache. I'm in a much better mood today. I'm praying that the work that we did worked. I believe it probably did, but we're gonna keep putting the bike back together to find out if it did in fact work. And then if all goes well, we'll start putting some parts back on this bad boy, and we should have 2 install episodes left, and then a weighing and a riding, and then maybe that's about it. So we're getting there. Sit back, relax, enjoy the video. All right, so don't forget, you can be entered to win this bike. Patreon.com/Campisi Customs is always the first link in the description below. Right now, you'll also be entered to win our Yamaha R1M. That's gonna be getting built right after this one is done. We got some warm days coming, so I'm gonna be getting out and riding the R1M and putting some braking miles on that bad boy. Then we'll do the first service and putting that on the dyno. So that's probably gonna be going in conjunction with this build as well, since we're waiting for warmer weather so we can ride this. We need to test this thing out because we did a lot of mods to this thing. So yeah, I think first thing we're gonna do is have Christina unbox some parts over here. Or actually, maybe I'll have her do that later if we get to that point. Let's just start putting it back together, continuing putting it back together and see if everything fits. All right, first thing we're gonna do is put the front end back on. And somebody commented on the last video, why do you guys put the bike together and take it apart a million times? Said we have more money than brains. Well, unfortunately, if you didn't realize, we're in the middle of a pandemic, a worldwide pandemic. Getting parts is not the easiest thing in the world. So we are never able to get all the parts right away, or else then we could do it very efficiently. But unfortunately, you know, it just doesn't always work out that way. Well, actually, it never works out that way. So that's why we end up having to take parts on and off a bunch of times. We don't want to do it that way. It's just kind of what happens sometimes. So anyway, this is gonna come back off because we're gonna be replacing this windscreen because it broke somehow. But in the meantime, I wanna put this on so I can see everything actually on where it's gonna be and make sure it all lines up.
Look,
yeah,
that clips on nicely.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's one good thing.
That's nice.
All right, so this is the part that I'm most scared of. We got the front semi-secured, that went well. This is the part I'm scared of because before it was pushing these pieces out, and that's what was making it hard to Velcro, well, have the Velcro.
I think it's still going to, but not as bad as you think.
Yeah, so.
Let's hope I'm right.
Let's hope that you are right, but that's
Ready?
what I was, yeah, this
Ready?
is what I was worried about right now. Oh, it's fine. Oh. Crazy, so it was the part needs shaved. That's what it was. Yeah, okay. And people were saying it was maybe because we put these covers on over top of the plastic covers. I don't think that is the reason why. I think it's just a combination of everything. The fact that we use a full carbon subframe, the fact that we use those covers, the fact that we did all carbon bodywork. It's been cold and hot and cold in here, and they've been sitting off the bike. So I think it was a bunch of factors that led to this happening. I think in most cases that something like this wouldn't happen. But people who have worked with carbon, Manny included, said it is totally normal to have to do some trimming, some adjusting of holes, some, you know, it's, Dado knows too, like this is how carbon is, so it's not uncommon. And this isn't like a full 6 thing. Like, we love full 6 carbon. It's still my favorite carbon, in my opinion. This is the best carbon out there. So I just wanted to make sure people know that. We weren't ragging on anybody. We were just showing you the process of what happens when you do this kind of stuff. So that makes me really happy. So it looks like everything is good. These are staying on, they're not going anywhere. They've been sitting like this for 2 days. And again, once it heats up and this carbon kind of like molds a little bit more into its position that it's supposed to be in, it's just gonna get better and better over time, so that the new owner, whatever if they ever have to take this apart, God, let's pray that they don't. But if they ever do have to take it apart, it's gonna be a lot easier for them than it is for us, since we're the first ones to do it.
Looking at all the lines on the bike, and for being full carbon, I'm very happy with, like, now that you look at the lines on both sides of the bike, it actually looks very nice.
It looks insane, dude.
Holy.
Matte carbon is incredible.
We still have the mid-fairing ones, and I want to tighten everything down by hand, but
yeah.
I think we're pretty much there.
Yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to do for reassembly today. So I think probably we can have teens unbox some parts and we'll put some stuff on. All right, so since that all went nice and smooth, which makes me very happy.
She needs a wash.
She does need a wash. That'll be your job later.
Look at how dirty she is.
Christina's gonna help us and do the unboxing. So first part, yeah, we're gonna do some front end stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna do
Duke a bike.
What are these? Front axle sliders. So front axle sliders, yep, it's gonna go straight through there. Boom, yeah. And protect the front axle.
How nice that looks.
Yeah. Bikes look so weird without them now to me. It's funny.
It does. It seems like something's missing here. Like
it is technically adding weight.
2 fingers.
Okay, onlyfingers.com.
2 fingers.
/ Christina Khalil. There you go, dropping stuff already, losing things. Way to go. So that's the first thing we're gonna do, and then the other thing we're gonna do is carbon brake cooling ducts. Yeah, look how cool those look. They look like something Batman will put on his bike.
Oh, absolutely. More carbon the better.
They look epic, right?
They look really good. I like it. I like it a lot.
So one will go on each side, and these will do a couple of things. I'm not sure exactly. I have to look. No,
that doesn't look right.
Goes the other way.
That doesn't look right. I think I had it right the first time.
I think you did like that. That. So these will not only help with brake fade, but it'll also help funnel air into your brake pads and help your brake pads last longer.
Yeah, the air's got to go through.
Yeah, and then down into the. Yeah, exactly. Look how cool that looks.
That looks good.
I love it, and it's matte carbon from Full 6.
So cool.
Matches all of our other matte carbon, same exact
like
weave.
a
Yeah, I love these. I'm actually gonna get a set of these for my Lamborghini Diablo
are
as
you,
well.
Jaret?
Yep, and I think you'll have a set coming for your M1000.
I need the weather to get better.
Well, it's supposed to be in the 60s this week, so we should be able to get out and do some riding.
I need to lower it too.
We need to lower the bike too. Yeah. Well, it should be the first thing. That should be the first thing that we do. We'll be able to lower it for you. Yeah. So I think that's it for today.
Right.
And then if we still have extra time, that goes really smooth, then we might actually sand this down and make this last satin piece be
maybe clean her too.
Matte as well. And then we could wipe it down.
All right, I'm out.
Thank you for your time. Okay, perfect. Okay, so in order to do the brake cooling ducts, we got to release the caliper, and we pulled up the torque specs for these. Did you look at them yet?
Yes.
What was it?
45 Newton meters.
I was right?
Plus or minus 5.
Holy crap.
I mean, we've only done this.
That was off the top of my head.
We've only done this how many times?
Well, everyone says I don't know shit, Dado, so.
Well.
Whenever I do know things, that's messed up. Don't you dare.
And the brake cooling ducts actually go...
right against the fork.
Yeah, the fork bracket.
Yeah.
Or the caliper bracket.
It's gonna look so
And then
good.
the red's gonna be showing for those. That's gonna be nice. Yeah. There's actually a procedure.
There it goes.
It's Ducati specific procedure on tightening these down. It's crazy. Like
really?
Yeah, like you're supposed to like tighten them down like 5 Newton meters, and then you're supposed to, every time you squeeze the lever for the front brakes, you're supposed to tighten it to 45 Newton meters.
No way.
I swear. If you read,
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
Who was sober enough to write that?
That's crazy. That doesn't surprise me though.
I can tell you, I worked on so many motorcycles. Yeah. You do not have to do a rain dance to get these tightened down. Just make sure that you go back and forth and don't crank this down to 300 foot-pounds, then go back to the other one. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. All right, next step.
So these go in. These go right there, like that. We'll put the top one in first, I guess. Doesn't matter.
I love that. It's a little pop of red with the Brembo. It matches so perfect.
I was hoping it was going to fit nicely, because sometimes they don't. With the, you know, the carbon might need trim, but I think in that case it's fine. And this one, let's see, slide this bad boy in here.
These are such a nice touch, man. I love these.
Come on. Sausage fingers.
Get it in there, Doddle.
I wonder how many people have the same problem as me.
I think everyone has the same problem with these, I'd imagine. Look at that. I love it, dude. Those are so cool. All right, so we'll hand tighten them and then torque them down, right?
Yep, I'll get the torque wrench.
All right, torquing it down. This is always my favorite part. The click makes me feel so good.
I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's never going to click. It's
like, you're like, this is too much. There you go.
There's one. I did go back and forth.
Yeah,
as
he was tightening it.
This one doesn't feel right.
No?
No.
Should be right there.
Yeah.
All right, so this side is done. Looks gorgeous. I can't wait to get the axle sliders on there. Moving over to the other right-hand side, we're gonna repeat the exact same process, and then we'll see how it looks. Also, I forgot to mention, we get all of our parts from Moto Million. If you don't know that by now, then you haven't watched many of our videos.
Many of our videos.
But yeah, motomillion.com. You can use code Campisi, save yourself some money, get some really cool, tricked out parts for your motorcycles that a lot of other places don't carry. And it's like a boutique, so you get awesome customer service, and it helps us out too. So it's people helping people, you know? That's what we're all about. Is this ready to be torqued down? Just about.
Use your code Campisi to save yourself some money.
Don't use Khalil.
Yeah, she's not here.
She needs to make some videos before you start using her code.
That's right.
I'm getting on her ass. Also, while Dado's grabbing tools for our axle sliders, he mentioned you actually don't use Loctite on the caliper bolts. And is there a reason for that? What's the reason for that? Just the way that they're set up?
Yeah, certain things you're not supposed to use Loctite on, like the axle nut, the caliper bolts. Loctite can actually cause bolts to bind up, and you don't want that. Yeah.
But I thought you said you were going to use it on the axle nut. Sorry, not the axle sliders.
Yeah, the axle sliders. I'm going to use blue Loctite. Yeah. It's pretty light, just in case, because vibrations and stuff. You don't want this hunk of aluminum flying off and
hitting the bike, or hitting
the carbon or something.
Yeah.
So
or hitting something else on the road.
Yeah, or you
car
behind me.
My R8.
So we're going to put a tiny little dab on the bolts.
Yeah.
There's no instructions, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it.
There probably is online, but we're too lazy to do that. Yeah. We've done enough of these.
I'm gonna put a little bit of blue Loctite. Now these are side specific.
Yes.
If you look, the larger size goes in a hollow end, which would be the right side. Wow, look how nice that looks.
I know.
And then this sits inside the axle, and then this goes on the other side. Just tighten them down, you're good. So I hand tighten that with the blue Loctite, and then we'll just insert this. And there like that.
I love inserting stuff with two dudes.
Especially when you put lube on something.
Lube it up and insert it.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Dotto and Jaret.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Got to make sure that this goes directly into the shaft. You don't want to strip anything.
Hold on, let me go around this way.
See the shaft?
There it is.
When it gets excited, boing.
Boing.
And then that goes right there.
It just, I don't know what it is, but it just adds such a premium feel to it. Even aligns the lettering. Look at this guy. The attention to detail is just, it's just
the
next
amount of
level.
people that message me and say like, please let me like bring my bike to you, the attention to detail. I'm like, I would not ever, I don't care if you bring me a Vespa, I don't want it going out of here.
Yeah.
In any other condition besides how I would want it on my own bike, you know. Let me line up this side.
Yeah. God, it looks so good. And since this went so smooth, shockingly, today,
shockingly. Hey,
look at that. That looks so, that really finishes off the front end. It looks so cool. And these are parts you don't see on a lot of bikes, you know? Yeah. With the two dudes really finish that front axle off. Yeah, these are parts you don't see on a lot of bikes. So when you see stuff like
David Axelhoff.
David Axelhoff. We've lost it. I haven't even had a drink, so. So since that went so smooth, we're actually gonna sand this down because this is the last satin part. Well, technically these are satin, but I actually like those being satin. I think those look cool. We're gonna sand this down so it's matte, or at least take some of the shine off of it, because I think it sticks out just a little bit too much compared to the rest of the bike. Okay, so first thing he's doing is just putting cloth around stuff so that, it probably wouldn't scratch it, but just to be safe. He's gonna be using, what type of material are you using, Dotto?
It's actually it's like a Scotch-Brite pad for sanding and prepping before paint.
Okay.
But I like to use it because it's actually, if you feel it, it's kind of waxy. And it sands at the same time. I do want to wet this. It's another reason I put these here. I'm going to put a towel underneath it. I want to wet this and lightly sand it.
Yeah.
That way we get a nice sheen. Yeah. This has enough clear coat on it that it's not going to ruin the carbon or anything like that.
Okay.
Literally, it's like microns. It's just putting tiny little scratches in a surface. So before you guys start blowing my shit out, you're fucking out the car. It's just scuffing the surface and changing the sheen of the clear coat. That's all it's doing. Yeah. So let's do it. So just water. I believe it helps. Spray that a little bit, wet it down. We're not essentially wet sanding, but having the surface wet actually helps create less scratches.
Yeah. And how hard are you pressing?
Not very hard at all.
Okay.
Because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get, I'm going to get a rag, dry it, see where
check it.
Yeah, see where I sanded. Got to be careful around the swing arm or the rear subframe. So I'm just going to do an area here. And you guys that do body work and sanding and painting and stuff like that, you know when you have a Scotch-Brite pad or a piece of sandpaper, when it feels right, when it's starting to smooth out underneath your hand, pretty much stop. So that's what I'm going to do, and then we can check it. I guarantee it's going to look a million times better. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Let me get a towel quick.
Let's see how
we might need to do it again, but ready? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's way better.
Blends way better
Yep.
in with this subframe. Now
Yep.
we're gonna have to do a lot here and here underneath.
Damn,
but
dude, that's crazy. So Dado's even doing this side as well. I was telling him that you can't really see it nearly as much on this side because the light doesn't really hit underneath there. But he figured, why not? Let's just try and make it all uniform. So I think we've pretty much got every area, right? Now we can start wiping it off, and then we'll know areas that we missed. But his big sausage fingers don't fit into a lot of crevices and things. But I can tell you right now, oh man, it looks so much better. So the only pieces left that are satin are basically the heel guards, which I'm fine with. I think they look cool in satin carbon. But now that looks a lot better because you don't want your eye drawing to this. That's not like the sexiest piece on the bike. So I like that a lot better. Look at that.
We're just gonna have to get some clean rags, clean all the excess that we wiped off. And once again, I like to put a little bit of wax or something on it just to seal up the surface, and then it'll dry right back up.
Yeah.
This is a spray-on wax. Not only does it get majority of those little dust particles off of it, but it also seals the surface. It's actually slick mist. I use it on a lot of my motorcycles to keep stuff from sticking to the paint or carbon or clear coat or whatever. So
and it gets all the dust off too.
it gets the dust off, kind of seals everything up. Once that's dry, we'll be able to.
It does look much nicer actually.
It does. Now it makes me want to do the rest of them.
No, I like these being satin, personally. I don't know. We'll see. It would be easier to do in the future if we want to. But I think what we do is we'll finish the bike build, we'll clean the whole bike, and then look it all over and see if anything sticks out.
So with this, if you get like smudges and stuff, you can still clean it. I get a clean one. Yeah. Wipe it until it gets, until it's even. Like some of these parts are shiny, so I'll probably just end up sanding just a little bit more. But if you ever get areas where it gets blotchy, you either need to sand it, like this area here needs to sand it a little bit more, and you need to put wax back on it when it's clean. So maybe I'll hit it up a little bit more in these areas and we're done.
Okay. All right. Look at that. So much better. Now, we just hit it with some cleaner, so it's still drying in some parts. But now, when you look at the bike from this angle, the first thing you see is not the glossiness of that right there, which makes me feel a lot better. Look at that bike. Holy shit, it looks incredible. So I think that's where we're gonna stop for today. Next episode, we'll be able to put in, we'll have the new windscreen. We'll put that on, then we can actually put the bike completely back together. We can do the NRC turn signals, put all the front end back together, put all the bolts back in, and then we can also put in these carbon pieces that go in here. And then I think that might be literally it for all of the upgrades that we have. You see the difference, teens, on that piece up there?
Yeah,
now that it's not satin.
so much better.
God, it looks incredible. So I'm excited. We have some warm days coming up. We'll be able to get out on this bike along with the R1M because we got to put break-in miles on it. We got to test this bike out, make sure everything works properly. And then that's gonna be it. So don't forget, patreon.com/Campisi Customs if you want to be entered to win our full carbon V4 SP, and you'll also be entered to win our Yamaha R1M. Motor Million for all your parts. Use code Campisi to save yourself some money. If you enjoyed the videos, guys, give it a big old juicy thumbs up, subscribe for more, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.